Welcome to another edition of Coaching Minute with Brianne Ligori and Friends, where certified coaches help leaders to elevate their coaching skills so they're able to better lead today's modern workforce. Today's guest is Coach Nadine Zeinoun. Nadine spends her time executive coaching, facilitating. She is also the president of the ICF Coach Federation chapter in Ottawa and the host of the Shine Your Light TV show, focused on leadership and emotional intelligence. Welcome, Nadine. I'm so happy to spend some time with you today.
Thank you, Brianne. Thanks for having me. You know, the pleasure is mine. It's always a pleasure being with you and chatting with you.
Oh my gosh. You and I met, a year and a half ago. And I feel like we just continued these amazing conversations around coaching and leadership development since.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we've known each other for so long. And it's just, a year or a little bit more than a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very excited to talk to you a little bit more about your coaching experience today. I know as an executive coach, you give a ton of coaching to leaders across the globe. You probably receive a lot of coaching as well to continue develop and grow your skills also. So from your perspective, what is the biggest impact that coaching has had for you?
Oh, that's a great question. It's a great question because I personally believe that to be a good coach, you need to let coaching impact you first. So you need to experience that. You need to go through that. And very frankly, the biggest thing that has changed my life is coaching allowed me to understand and see and, feel that everyone is good. We tend to judge people. We tend to focus on the negatives in people and make these judgments and assumptions about them. So what coaching has helped me, especially when you're with different people going through different situations, you see how they're good at heart. Maybe their behavior wasn't the best, but they are good people and they are driven by a certain thing to allow them to behave that way. So just me noticing that and realizing that every person is good in themselves, that was a big shift in my perspective on how I treat people and how I deal with people.
Yeah, probably impacts all areas of your life, operating through this new lens.
Yes, absolutely. My relationship with my kids, with my spouse, with people around me, with my friends, with, people in the chapter. At that time, probably, I was in a different space, but any role I assume in life, I always keep that in mind because that really changed the lens that I look through to the world.
Yes. And absolutely. We see that challenge actually a lot for people in a lot of the coach training we do across the world. A lot of leaders really struggle to set those judgments aside, especially when you're managing a team and you have expectations to meet.
Yes.
But we know, it's normal to have these judgments. So it's not like we're ever going to get rid of them completely. It's almost this awareness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really can shift things. Yeah. And so I'm curious from your perspective, what kind of advice or words of wisdom would you give to leaders that are struggling to keep those judgments back? Because it really is impacting the coaching that they're able to offer.
Yeah, I think the first step is being aware that they are judging. Because a lot of times we don't notice that we are judging. We think that this is reality because this is what we see and this is our lens on things. So we think that this is reality and this is it. So just by the fact that you can notice, and this is what we do a lot in coaching, we create that awareness. So just by being aware that, oh my God, I'm judging here. And then, take a deep breath, step back and say, what if I'm wrong? What if there's 1% chance, only 1% chance that my view of the situation may be wrong? So what other opportunities does this open? And I think this is so powerful. Just this question, asking myself this question is so powerful because it shifts my lens into a different place. It shifts my whole perspective. And I start noticing other things and other possibilities that may be out there.
Yes. Yeah. Your advice is so great because I think a lot of leaders, when they're coming in with judgments and they can't let go of the past, it actually informs the future, and they end up starting to lead people in a particular direction based on those past judgments. And it really almost extinguishes the creativity for that person to be able to move forward and create new things.
Yeah, exactly. And what's worse is that they don't notice that this is happening, and they think they're in a coaching mindset, and they're actually, and that's what they say. And I'm sure you've experienced it. The leader thinks that they're coaching. I was coaching this person, and I was really doing everything that coaching says we need to do, whatever. But it's all wrong, because we started with judgment, and coaching is all about non-judgment and creating that safe space where people are not judged. So getting myself out of that judgment is not an easy thing, but it can be done. It can be done once we have awareness and we want to change.
Yes. Yeah. The want, I think, is the biggest piece, right? And realizing, okay, I actually do need to shift. And I think the new generations coming into the workforce, like, they are looking for something different. They're not looking from sort of this top-down approach where I'm judging your performance and telling you what to do. It's this side-by-side leadership approach.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Another hot topic that comes up a lot, and we see it sort of plastered all over LinkedIn and the internet, is the word empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah, we see this word all the time, and we're starting to get pushback on this word. I think people are starting to challenge it. Is this the catch-all phrase that needs to be used for all employee development? It's, I think my sense is, and I don't know about your sense, but that people don't truly know what we even mean when we say empowerment. And how the heck do we actually do that if we don't even understand that word? And so from your perspective as an expert, like, how do you see coaching fitting in, and how does it support leaders to empower their people?
Yeah, that's a great question, because as you said, a lot of people think that, I empower people, I delegate to them. Okay, delegation is probably one of the things. And sometimes even delegation can be done not in the way that empowers people, but in a way maybe to control people. So empowerment, and this is where coaching comes in. It's about, first of all, allowing people to understand who they are and what are their strengths and what are the things they bring to the table, And this starts with appreciation, with noticing the strength of your employees. So how much attention do you pay on, seeing the strength of people and telling them that, this is where you're strong at, this is where you're strong, this is where you're good. These are the talents that you bring to the table. So first of all, allowing them to notice these, that's the first step, I think, to empowerment. And this is what coaching is all about, because, during coaching, that most of our time is focused on noticing all these strengths and pinpointing them, to allowing the client to see them, whether through assessments or not even assessments, just by the conversation that we're having. So that's a big part of it. And not only that, of course, but giving them chances and opportunities to actually use these strengths. So giving them the tools, the resources to actually be great as well. So that's a big part of empowerment. And I can't empower people just by telling them, you know what, you make this decision. Okay, I'm empowering them, but he doesn't know how. He's never taken any training on this sort. He doesn't have the tools or the resources to do that. So I won't be empowering him. I'll just make him feel like he's debilitated and can't move forward. And that's going to be a negative effect rather than a positive effect.
Yeah, I love that, what you're saying about like understanding the person's strengths and helping them to lean into that rather than all the things they're not good at and they need to improve on. It's really shifting into the good and in terms of what they want. Like, that's the difference for me, it sounds like.
Because I truly believe that really we can do anything and achieve anything in different ways. So, and this is something I like when I'm giving a workshop, let's say on strength development, I see that many people go to but I'm not good at this. Oh, look where this is. This is number, 25 or 24, sorry, or whatever. So they always look at the things that they need to work on and develop, and they forget the things that they're really good at. And I truly believe that, a goal doesn't have one way of achieving it. Yes, you can use this strength to get to the goal, But if you don't have it, or it's not an area of strength for you, look at the areas of strength. There are different ways that can lead to the same outcome and to the same goal. But it's about noticing where you are strong and how is this going to help you move forward to achieve that goal that you want to achieve.
Yeah, so it's about bringing people to self-awareness.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and so often in the training we do is we hear leaders say, oh, this employee isn't self-aware, I need to fix them, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I go, is it actually them that's not self-aware? Is it perhaps yourself that you're bringing a judgment to the table here about this particular person?
Yeah, exactly. This fix them.
That's it.
Fix them, yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing broken with them. As I said, one thing that coaching taught me is nobody's broken.
No.
We're all great. We just need to understand where we are great and how to put that into action.
Yes. Yeah. And so speaking about really looking at goals and where people are great, very often in coaching, I don't know if you see this too, but we see people actually coming to coaching with a goal is about changing somebody else.
Yeah.
Something outside of their sphere of control.
Yeah, exactly.
And ultimately, the only person we can actually impact is ourselves.
Yeah.
And so in coaching, we need to really focus on things that are within that control. So what kind of questions do you ask people when they come to you with a goal that is not in their control at all?
Yeah, simply, very, very simply, I just ask them, okay, so let's look at this goal, what's within your control in this goal? But I just ask them that, and then they immediately notice that, oh, this is not within my control. This is not within my control. And then they start taking on the responsibility of what could they do, maybe to support this person, or maybe to change their own perspective. Maybe the person doesn't need to change anything. Maybe they need to change with that person, to get whatever outcome they want. So it's a big shift just by asking them that question and them noticing that, oh my God, yeah, I'm not in control of this. And that's why they're so stressed, and that's why they're so pressured, and they feel such, distress, because they're trying to fix something that they have no control over, rather than accept it and see what they can do about it. What is within their control?
Mm-hmm. This is like the mic dropping question. So for all you leaders out there, write this down. What is within your control?
Yeah.
Huge question that really shifts everything in coaching. I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, me too. It's going out of the victim roles and taking responsibility of, yourself and your actions and what you can do about certain situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so often we do say, oh, here's all the reasons why I can't do this. And it's always, the situation or that person or the budget or whatever it is. But if you really want to create true change, it needs to come from here, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Very true.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nadine, for your coaching wisdom and all your expertise. I truly admire you. You're an amazing coach.
Thank you, Brianne. Same here, believe me, same here. So thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for these wonderful questions and this amazing conversation, because I believe these points are really important to get out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nadine.
Thank you.